Alright boys, today we're doing our first little short video, not too short. What is it? 26 minutes. I'm sorry, as y'all could tell, I still can't see. My vision is slowly getting better, but with that said, like I said, we're doing a shorter video today. We're doing the greatest side characters ever by Beasky. I know I've seen some of his videos before. He does super good, super well edited videos. I don't got much to say, but let's get straight into it, I guess. Enough yapping. Enough yapping. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm just yapping at this point. Too much yapping. We're like 5 minutes into the video. No,
Shalom, my niggas. Today I have gathered you all
best
here
starting to a
because
video.
I'm starting a new
Already,
character series. So far, we've talked about characters that have valid crash outs. We've talked about greedy characters, and we've talked about characters that were awful parents.
I saw that
But
one.
today,
I saw that
we're
one.
going
That
to be
one.
talking about side
It was
characters
good,
who
bro,
are the
but it's
real
crazy.
MVPs. We all know the big names like Goku, Superman, Mario, Finn.
Son, I don't think that was Goku. We might have to like go back and like.
We all know the big
Relax.
names like Goku,
I don't think that was Goku.
Superman, Mario, Finn, and so many other
Yeah,
characters.
bro, I
And of
can't,
course,
bro.
they
What is
get all
that
the love
photo?
and
Who
attention.
made that
But this
photo,
time we
bro?
gave the side characters
You're such
some
a little
love, too.
gooner, man.
Because a lot of the times these side characters are doing MVP level stuff without getting the actual trophy for it. Some of these main characters can't do what they can do without the side characters' help. Because what would Sonic be with?
I feel like that. No, yeah, I feel like that does happen a lot though, cause that's like the amazing world of Gumball. Gumball isn't nothing without Darwin, you know. Or would you just name it a double main character, you know? Cause you can't really do that. There has to be one main character,
Without Tails?
unless it's
What would
main
Peanut Butter be
characters.
without Jelly helping them out? So now it's time to talk about some of the
Why is
greatest
that so
side
disgusting?
characters of all time.
You know what I mean?
And y'all already know the
But I
drill.
don't know.
Sit back, relax, pretend your family
Red
actually
bottom
loves
is
you, and
crazy.
get ready for a show.
God.
Narrated by yours truly. Now let's get into our first character.
Where's my super suit?
I was also gonna say, bro.
Is my super suit?
Now it's no surprise that Frozone made it
Never
on
mind.
this list, because you know, he's in a damn thumbnail. But I think there's quite a bit of things that
I mean,
make
he's like
him
the
one of the
greatest,
MVPs in the Incredibles movies. For starters, his powers are some of the
MVP of
coolest
side
powers we
characters,
see
bro.
within this universe. I'm always a big fan of elemental powers, so characters like him, Storm, Aquaman, and Sailor Mercury are always
I never
catching
liked
my attention.
Aquaman.
when
I
they're
feel
on.
like every version of Aquaman was ass, bro. Like respectfully, bro. I don't know if that's just me, but like, is it just me? But I feel like every version of Aquaman was just nerfed to the ground, dude.
Screen. He's also a black character, so anytime I see my people getting some representation in movies and
Okay.
shows, it makes the character 10 times better for me. But besides my personal bias, there are some big reasons why I think Frozone is the GOAT! So let's get into the first one. So when the
does
first
have
Incredibles
aura,
movie,
though, I can't even lie, bro.
superheroes are
He
illegal.
has aura, bro.
Kinda crazy, I know, but they are. But even though heroes are illegal, bad stuff is still happening. So of course, Mr. Incredible defies the laws and puts on a shiesty mask and continues to be a hero. And you know who helps him? Frozone. They end up going to save some people from a burning building. And this is also something I think is overlooked. But fire is Frozone's main weakness, and he is still willing to save people even though he can barely use his powers. I think that is a really selfless and honorable action to do. And they eventually
Yeah, I
manage to
guess.
save these people, but they also end up busting through the wall and end up in a jewelry store, which causes the police to show up, and this is not a good look for him, obviously. Black guy in a shiesty mask, at night, and inside a jewelry store. I don't have to break down why this is not a good scenario for him.
You going to jail? You going to jail?
But the reason I wanted to use this scene is because he
Where's this
makes
cup
this
of
scene one
coffee,
of
bro?
the coolest ones out of this entire movie. So the cop tells him to freeze, and Frozone goes for a drink of water. And before the cup even hits the ground, he freezes the cop and they escape. Now technically this was illegal activity, but this scene was so smooth, and without Frozone, they
Not
would
to
have
be
both
serious
been
though, I forget how fast he could shoot it. Pause. Like I feel like when you look at it, it doesn't look that fast, but when you pay attention to it, when you pay deeper attention to it, it looks faster, bro. I'm just fucking yapping, bro. I don't
for
even
a
know what I'm
very
saying, bro.
long
I'm not gonna
time,
lie. I'm
and these
just
people
yapping,
wouldn't have got saved. That's the W man's right
Yeah,
there.
chat. Yeah.
So that's the first thing we see him do to start to become the MVP that he is. The next thing I want to point out is that Frozone is willing to risk his own relationship with his wife just to save his friends and the people of Earth.
We've been planning this dinner for 2 months.
The public is in danger.
My evening's in danger.
You tell me where my suit is, woman. We are talking about.
There's like a
better
selfish
times.
wife though, like you would rather have your husband instead of. Like, you would rather 50 million people die and just keep your husband for one dinner? Are you retarded or like are you retarded? Just like let me know whenever you want. So,
And even though she is doing all this and yelling at him, he is still willing to put his relationship and his life on the line every time. Being a hero is something that he is. He doesn't ever change this no matter the circumstance or situation. Next is the fact that this nigga Frozone has probably saved more people in the first movie than the Incredibles have in both of their movies. Just in the fight with the giant robot in the first movie, he was able to fight off the robot, save people from getting crushed, and he even saved Dash. Dash's own family was right there and Frozone was still the person to save him. And if you watch this fight scene closely, you can see that without Frozone, this would have went terribly wrong. Him and his powers are the only thing that had any real impact in this fight. There was a family of 4 superheroes there, and Frozone did more work than all of them combined. Mind you, the movie is called Incredibles, and the only incredible person I see at this point in the movie is Frozone.
Like if y'all could have one out of the one power out of all the incredible powers, which one would you have? Me personally, I'm going speed. I'm going speed. I'm always going speed. I'm simply just always going speed, bro. Like I would give almost, yeah, I'm not gonna say that. I wouldn't give it anything, bro. I'm not giving my left ball to like have super speed. But like no, I don't know, bro. Like the thought of just being able to, I don't know. I've always liked the thought that you could just move so fast that people can't even see it. And like, ciao, I'm back. From here down to the corner store, I stole like 50 snacks and no one noticed. Nah, guy, I'm joking. But you know what I mean? I don't know. That thought's just been, it's always been cool to me.
The giant drill.
Like speedsters have just been almost way cooler than any other superhero. Well, I wouldn't say speedsters, because I don't know. I feel like every speedster is just always a comedian. And it just kind of gets annoying, bro. But like, I don't know. The superpower of speed has just been cool, I guess, growing up. Like even when you're like in second grade, like who's the coolest kid? The coolest kid is the fastest kid. You see what I'm saying? Speed is just naturally cool. You know what I mean?
Fight, and he becomes the MVP.
I don't know
again.
if that's just me.
This drill is headed straight to the Capitol building.
I know
and
some people
Frozone
would
is
rather
the
like
only
Super
person
Shred,
that is really
which
able to
makes
keep
sense,
up with
but-
it and slow it down. Even Mr. Incredible is cheering for him. This would have had me mad. This is your
He's got
movie,
his
but
own
I'm
cheer.
always having to save the day. Nigga, do your job. Y'all gotta change the title of the movie at this point. We got the main character of the series cheering for Frozone. That alone gotta tell you how elite of a character he is. And he literally ends up saving the building. Well, for the most part. And remember when he saved Dash not too long ago? That's the last point I wanted to make. Frozone has saved this family more times than anyone else in this movie.
Oh yeah, I know
because the
he
main
did.
plot
I
in the
did
second
see that
movie
he
is
saved
that
them
the
in the
old heroes
second
get
movie
mind
too.
controlled and turn evil.
Like the whole family.
And whenever they pull up to the
kids.
Incredibles crib, you know who's there to stop them? Frozone. And he is really saucing them up too. He's doing this by himself against 6 superheroes. Now I'm not sure why the kids
I never like fully watched the whole movie. I watched like part by part, but I did see like the highlights. The highlights. Oh god, I did see like some of the highlights or clips of the movie, and I did see him putting up numbers in that fight, dude.
can help more.
He was like
Pretty sure they got
1v4
powers
here.
too,
What was it?
but that's not what this video
1v5?
is about. And due to him coming
Heroes
to
with
the kids,
good
he eventually
powers.
gets mind controlled as well.
Lucius. Okay.
And then whenever he breaks out the mind control, he saves the kids again. Dash and Violet would have been incredible barbecue if it wasn't for Frozone. And to finish it off, the boat that they are on is headed right for the city. And as you can probably guess, Frozone is the one to stop the boat, protect the city, and save the family. So yeah, I don't think I need to say any more to prove why Frozone is the real MVP of the Incredibles universe.
You know what I never did understand though? Like look at this scene, right?
And to
Look
finish
at
it
this
off,
scene.
the
Just
boat
look at
that
this
they
scene.
are on is headed right for the city. And as
Like
you
he's
can probably
saving
guess,
the boat, this
Frozone
and that,
is the one to stop.
and he's just like he's shooting out his power. Oh my gosh, everything I say just sounds so weird, dude. Like he's
The boat,
shooting out his
protect the
power,
city.
right? He's doing his power, but he's making the face of struggle. But like, I don't know, like so there needs to be someone in the internet or like on YouTube that has to break that shit down. Like how is like he making eyes, you know? Cause you can't, like if you were just to fucking make it, you would just go like, yay, so easy, you know? But like it's requiring strength right here, you know what I mean? So like it has to require some type of strength for him to make ice. But you see what I'm trying to say? You see what I'm trying to say here? Like how, like I don't know, bro. I don't know how to fucking explain, bro. I'm just gonna. I give up, chat.
and saved the family.
Cut the video.
So yeah, I don't think I need to say any more to prove why Frozone is the real MVP
Because
of
like, if
the
you just
Incredibles
make
universe.
it,
He is
then it's
willing
just
to
no
risk his
struggle.
freedom,
But you see,
wife,
he's
and
struggling
his
to
life
make it
just to save the day.
physically,
and he
so
has
it's
saved
like-
this family and the city countless
Something's
times.
adding.
But now it's time to get into our next character.
I may not.
My favorite character of all time. That's why I'm coming. Just make sure you let go. Let
If
go.
you've ever seen the Planet of the Apes reboot movies, you probably already know Maurice.
Planet
but
of
if
the
you
Apes are,
haven't,
like,
let me
some
give
of
you
my
some
favorite
context
movies,
before
bro.
I give him his MVP trophy.
Maurice.
So when we first see Maurice in the
He's
2011,
been like one of my favorite characters, but I actually never knew his name. Cause it's not like they say his name like that, chat. Like
film,
you
we
gotta
find out that
understand
he is
me.
an orangutan in a traveling circus group, but that group got shut down. So Maurice is then put into the primate sanctuary,
Maurice.
which is a place where different apes are put when they have no home. And the most important part about him getting put into this sanctuary is he meets Caesar, who is the main character of all three of these films. Now Caesar is a special ape due to him
I
having
need to watch
something
the
called
Planet of the Apes
ALZ 112,
again,
which was passed down from him from his mother. And originally what ALZ
Isn't the
112
first one free, chat? I think
was
so,
supposed to
right?
do was cure Alzheimer's in humans. But what the virus did to Caesar's mind was improve his brain function and super speed his growth to levels normal chimps would never be able to reach. Basically monkey steroids. So then Caesar gets put into the primate facility as well. And this is where he hotboxes all the apes with the ALZ that he stole from his owner's house.
He just hotboxed the whole joint.
And this causes all the apes to become very smart. This is also where Maurice becomes one of Caesar's closest friends. Because when Caesar got admitted into the facility, the apes didn't really like him too much. And the only ape that showed him any respect and kindness was Maurice. And even before the ALZ hotboxing incident, Maurice was already super smart. He knew sign language and he understood a lot of English words as well. Which also helped because Caesar wasn't able to communicate with any of the other apes besides Maurice. So at this point in the movie, Caesar has freed all his ape homies, Maurice helped teach the apes sign language, and Caesar has now assembled the ape version of the Avengers, which is later called the Council of Apes. And this council consists of Caesar taking the leader role, Rocket being the second in command, Buck the Silverback being Caesar's
Buck the
bodyguard, and
Silverback
of
was
course
just like
Maurice
my
the
favorite
MVP.
character.
And I can't
though,
lie,
like,
they looking tough as hell.
I don't
There's no
know, bro.
reason
Growing
for
up,
apes
I
should
just
have this
like
much aura.
gorillas. They have so much aura. It's like aura, bro.
So the apes
I gotta
and the
make
humans
that
have
thumbnail.
a big battle
That
on
shit-
the
that
bridge.
is giving
After all of
aura.
that,
It's
the apes
giving
escape to the
aura.
woods. But enough of the backstory. Now it's time to get into why Maurice is the most valuable primate in this movie. So in the next movie in this series, the apes are living peacefully after the bridge incident in the last movie. But the ALZ virus has caused an outbreak and wiped out a ton of the human population. Basically monkey COVID. And due to them moving on from the humans, they have to establish some sort of system to teach the younger apes and newborns how to communicate, as well as function within this new world that they are living in. And this is where my guy Maurice really shines. He is the one that is in charge of teaching all the apes how to speak and communicate.
Love Roblox?
No, I hate
Earn
Roblox.
Roblox
Whoever plays
digital gift cards
whoever
with
plays
Microsoft
Roblox, you
Rewards.
you'd like touching kids or something.
And
bro.
this is
Like,
a really slept
get
on
outta here.
talent that Maurice has. Because without his teachings,
Hot
the
take,
apes will grow up to
whoever plays
essentially be
Roblox
dumb as hell
likes touching
and not know
kids.
how to listen or communicate with other apes. And as you can see in this picture, one of the most important things he teaches them is apes do not kill other apes. And this is something
Ape
that
not
Caesar has
kill ape.
basically made a law.
Quiet.
And with this law, it rules out all the violence that could be happening within the community. So the fact that Maurice is doing this is really
So there's,
important
like,
for the
no
survival of the apes,
boxing,
as
or-
well as the future for all the other apes to come. But then we find out that the humans are still alive, and this kind of brings a divide within the apes. And within the chaos the apes are going through, Maurice never leaves Caesar's side, and he's always giving him constant advice as well as strategy whenever he can. Because leading a group of apes is a pretty hard task, especially because these aren't regular apes, they are insanely smart. And this is where the next MVP quality comes into play.
But like I forgot, because I need to go back and watch the movie. But like, since they're smart, are their kids smart, or are they smart and their kids stupid? You know what I mean? Like,
Maurice
I
is
need to go back and
insanely
watch it,
loyal,
bro. I'm
not
gonna
only
be
to
honest.
Caesar,
I
but
need to
also
go
to
back
the
and watch it,
entire
bro.
ape population. He puts
'Cause
their
there's no
safety
way it
above
just
his
doesn't tell you,
every
right?
single time. Because eventually the humans and the apes start beefing, which was bound to happen eventually. But Caesar doesn't want to hurt anyone, nor does he want to lose any of his apes. But then an ape named Koba ends up switching sides and betraying Caesar. He shoots Caesar, burns down the ape mansion, and then he convinces most of the apes that the humans are the ones that did all of this. And during this time, Koba and the apes are going crazy on the humans. They pulling up with guns, horses, and this nigga Koba is dual wielding 2
Just
LMGs.
always
I know this was
horses,
crazy
bro.
for the humans to see too. I'd probably shit myself if I saw an angry ass ape riding a horse with 2 machine guns coming right at me. But during this time, Koba has locked up all of the apes that didn't want to follow him and were still following the teachings of Caesar. And even though it's not a lot of apes that are still following Caesar, Maurice is one of the only apes that is still sticking by Caesar's side, even though Caesar is dead. That's a real nigga in my opinion. I got some friends that'll slime me out for a handful of Skittles. So the fact that Maurice
God.
stuck by Caesar even after dying speaks volumes to how loyal he is and what kind of character Maurice is. Maurice and the few Caesar followers eventually do get freed by Caesar's son. And then the apes find out that Caesar is not dead. So Caesar confronts Koba and packs him up. And now we're on to the final movie. So
Look, he died though.
So Caesar
Or is that just a different? What the? Is that just a different
do
silverback?
get freed by Caesar's son. And then the apes
Because I know one of the silverback gorillas died in the first movie, right? But there's like a bunch. There just has to be a different one, right?
find out that Caesar is not
That's
dead. So Caesar confronts Koba and packs him up. And now we're on to the final movie. So just to recap for y'all, since I know y'all have TikTok brains and have the attention span of a Labrador, Caesar's most trusted advisor and friend. He has taught the apes how to communicate and do sign language, and he helped lead all the apes to freedom. All right, now let's get into the last movie.
Good.
In this movie, the apes end up going to war with the humans. And the war is so bad, some of the apes actually switch sides and start working for the humans. And during this time, Caesar is having a really hard time emotionally. He lost his wife, he lost his son, the apes are being captured, and this war is getting really out of hand. And during this time, Maurice is still acting like a W-mans, and not only comforting Caesar, but helping him make reasonable decisions during this intense conflict. So eventually Caesar and the gang take off to go find the humans. And while they're doing this, they find a little girl who is unable to talk. And at first, the apes wanted to smoke her on sight.
Sweet cheese in your snitching ass.
I love that clip, bro. I used to say that shit all the
The
time.
human and ape beef is so bad right now, they are willing to turn this
damn.
little girl into Swiss cheese. But Maurice ends up resolving the dispute and brings the little girl back with him. This action by Maurice will have a huge payoff later too. Maurice also ends up giving her the name Nova. So Caesar ends up going on his own to try to kill the leader of the human army, but he ends up getting captured. So of course the most valuable primate, Maurice, comes up with a plan to help out the apes. And Maurice's new adoptive daughter Nova risks her life and sneaks into the camp to give Caesar some food
That's what
so
she
he
got to
doesn't
grow
die of
up and
starvation.
everything.
This also ignites all the other apes to not give up hope. And without Maurice saving her life, befriended
Okay, Katniss Everdeen up in this bitch. Like,
also ignites
by the way, that's like probably the next video we're gonna do. No spoilers, but like, you know what I mean. Like, it's a good movie, dude. It's glazed, but it's a good movie, man. You gotta
all
watch
the
it,
other
Jack.
apes to not give up hope.
It's like
And without
Katniss
Maurice-
Everdeen in the peace sign, or what was it? It was just and kissing the air and putting up a fucking two or something.
Saving
I
her
forgot,
life,
bro. It's been a
befriending
minute
her,
since I watched
and showing her that apes are not bad, she would have never been able to do all of this. Maurice bringing her along with them was a
Alright.
crucial moment within this entire movie. Maurice and Nova later end up digging the apes
By the
out
way,
of
I don't
captivity
mean to
was a
be weird,
crucial-
but like she's insanely white, right? But there's always people telling me like if you're like when it gets, cause when it's summer, right, and the sun is hitting you and all that. Holy, I can't talk today. I just feel so fast while talking today. But when it's summer and like the light's hitting you, you know, the sun's hitting you, you of course you get darker, you get browner, you get tanned. But like people say when it's winter, you get whiter. And I wonder if that's true. Like, does anybody know? Is it just me? I don't know, because I feel like when winter comes, do I get lighter? Yes and no. I'm still pretty black. Okay.
crucial moment within this entire movie. Maurice and Nova later end up
I'm
digging
like-
the apes out of
I'm like a
captivity.
little bean.
And not gonna lie,
I'm getting
without
darker,
Maurice,
bro.
Caesar and them other apes would have been
GG.
right up there with Harambe. And eventually they end up going to a place they can finally call home. But sadly, Caesar dies from some wounds he had earlier in the film. And even though Maurice is very sad that his day one homie is dying, he vows to look after all the apes,
I did not
look
like
after
that.
Caesar's own son,
God died.
and Maurice wrote a
My
whole
God died.
book about Caesar to preserve the teachings and the things that Caesar stood for and did for all the apes. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Maurice. I truly believe he deserves the
Shout out.
MVP
I'm
trophy.
tired.
Without him, each of these movies would have never happened.
We go-
Maurice
go
came in clutch
and
every
go
single time the
juicy,
apes
yo.
or Caesar needed him to. He taught all of them how to do sign language. He taught the young apes how to communicate and not hurt each other. He was Caesar's therapist, friend, and advisor.
Oh,
He
God,
never
fuck.
switched up. He befriended Nova, which ended up with Nova helping the apes and Caesar escape captivity. Maurice helped the apes out of prison, and to finish off Maurice's MVP run, he became a leader of the apes and wrote a book for all future apes to be able to understand the
book?
teachings of
What's up?
Caesar. Alright, that's it for the most valuable primate.
Son,
Now it's
son.
time for the next character.
The Dragon Balls could be anywhere in the whole world, right?
Just who do you think you're dealing with here, kid? I'm no amateur.
Bulma is a character from the Dragon Ball Z series, and I think a lot of people undervalue
never knew
Bulma
she was
from
that
Dragon Ball all the way to
significant,
Dragon Ball Super. Because I think a lot of y'all niggas forget what Bulma has done for not only the entire cast, but also just the entire franchise. So let me break down why
I don't
Bulma
know.
might
It's like I don't know, bro. Cause like I haven't watched Dragon Ball like that, but like the type of energy she was giving, I hate saying energy and I hate saying vibe. I don't know why I didn't say feeling. The type of feeling she gives me, no, that still sounds so weird, bro. Like there's no correct word, bro. The type of feel she gives, that's a little better. The type of feel she gives is like Sakura from Naruto, bro. Just useless, bro. Just like utterly useless. Just there, just to be there. Just taking up space in iCloud. Just taking up storage on my PC. You know what I
be
mean?
the most important Dragon
Like
Ball
Son.
character of all time.
Well, I
So when
don't
we
know.
first
To be
see
fair, I
Bulma
don't
in
know.
Dragon Ball, she meets Goku after she was searching for the Dragon Balls, and she ends up being the entire reason Goku sets out on his journey. So really nothing would have happened in Dragon Ball without Goku meeting Bulma, because Goku wasn't going to leave where he was if Bulma didn't recruit him. Now the next important thing Bulma does is
But, like,
create
you
the
say that
Dragon
for
Radar.
anybody, though.
Without this tool, finding the Dragon Balls would be insanely hard.
Like, yeah, like any show. Tom and Jerry. Tom wouldn't be nothing without Jerry. Gumball and Darwin. Darwin wouldn't be anything without Gumball. We could go anime next. Naruto. Naruto wouldn't be anything without Sasuke. We could go any. You
To
know
be
what I
honest,
mean, Jack.
I could
It's
stop
just,
right here.
you know.
The Dragon Radar alone
Nobody would
is
be-
enough to
nobody
put her
would
as the
be
most valuable
without
character
another
in this
person.
show. And mind you, she created this while she was 16 years old. She basically
Son.
connected magic and science to create a tool capable of finding 7 magic Dragon Balls scattered across the earth. And I don't gotta tell y'all how important the Dragon Balls are to this series. Without the Dragon Balls, most of these niggas in this universe would be dead. Most other characters in Dragon Ball don't even see the Dragon Balls once in their lifetime. Bulma made it to where that we see them hoes damn near every arc. It's to the point where death doesn't even feel like a bad thing anymore because we're always getting the Dragon Balls. But that wouldn't be possible without the Dragon Radar Bulma created. But she didn't stop cooking with the Dragon Radar. After Raditz came to Earth, she was able to repair his scouter and decipher the
whoa.
language.
What is that?
This is a
Animation
foreign alien language, by the way, and she translated this shit in a few days. Then she goes on to modify the Namekian space shuttle that took them to planet Namek. Without
So
all
maybe
this,
she
they wouldn't have been
isn't
able to revive all their dead homies. One thing too I forgot to
Like I
mention
said,
in
to
this
be fair,
saga
though, I
was
never
when
watched the
Captain
show,
Ginyu
but
turned
she
into a
always gave
frog,
that feel.
she creates a damn frog translator to understand the.
Why does that look like
When
Jeff?
Captain Ginyu turned into a frog, she creates a.
That looks exactly like Jeff. Tell me that does not look like Jeff. I'm gonna put it side by side. Let me just. Bro, this is literally the same thing. This is literally the exact same thing. Tell me this isn't literally the exact same thing right here. Oh my gosh, this is the exact same thing. Is it just me, chat? Like, what? This is the same thing. Oh, wait, hold up. You can't see it, chat. Am I slow? You can see because of my camera. Am I slow, chat? That's literally the exact same thing. Look at this. Bro. But it's like nowhere good I could put in this. This is literally the exact same thing, chat.
Damn frog
Y'all can't even
translator
tell me
to
it's not, bro.
understand
It's
the
the exact
frog.
same thing.
Bulma really
I'm not saying
might
they
be the
copied each other because Marvel Rivals came out barely like a couple of years ago, bro.
smartest character in anime at this point. And then in the very next saga, she creates a damn time machine. We wouldn't have got the Android saga without Bulma. She sent Trunks to the past to warn the Z fighters and fight off the androids. I don't think some of y'all realize how clutch Bulma really is. This also led Trunks to be able to get stronger to go back to his own timeline and wipe out the androids there too. It doesn't matter what timeline Bulma is in.
This motherfucker don't miss.
Now the next thing I want to point out is that Bulma played a major role in
Don't
domesticating
miss.
Vegeta. We all know how crazy Vegeta was before joining the Z Squad. And if Bulma hadn't put that pum pum on Vegeta, he really might still
No,
be
God,
evil.
buddy.
And
No.
Vegeta is one of the most helpful characters within this entire series too. The fact that Bulma basically slowly eroded the evilness out of him did the universe a big favor on multiple occasions. The whole reason Vegeta even cares about his family and friends is because of Bulma. Next, we gotta talk about the Saiyan armor. Bulma took Vegeta's alien armor and recreated it to create a new armor that can withstand damn near anything. And not gonna lie, this shit look clean as hell.
To be fair, it does, Jack. To be fair, it does. Son. I've been getting the longest ads. This is the dumbest ad I've ever heard. Shoot that little. Nah,
I've never seen a crop top look this cool before.
It's a joke, man. It's a joke.
And during this same arc, she was the person who created the remote that was able to shut down the androids. Now, of course, that didn't go according to plan because Krillin wanted some clanker coochie, but Bulma being able to come up with this shit in just a few days was crazy clutch.
I know most of y'all would fall right there. I know most of y'all would, dude. Most of y'all would.
And it's not just Dragon Ball Z she's helping out with too.
Don't
in
even
Dragon Ball
put we.
GT,
Don't
she
even
makes
put
the
we.
Grand Tour ship, which Goku, Trunks, and Pan use to find the Black Star Dragon Balls. And she makes the Blutz Wave generator that helped Vegeta reach Super Saiyan 4. Then if we take it to Dragon Ball Super, she is the main contact point for Earth to reach Beerus and Whis. She also constantly feeds them, keeping them from destroying the entire planet, which later leads to helping Goku and Vegeta become stronger due to Whis finally wanting to train them. And during the Goku Black arc,
Lead murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black!
What did he say?
This man isn't black!
I beg your pardon.
Bro, there's way too many sus clips coming from Dragon Ball, bro. Like, it's not in every show, bro. Like, there's just a selective few type of shows that have a freaking whole category of sus clips, and Dragon Ball.
When the ship Trunks used got blown up, Bulma is the one to rebuild another time traveling machine so Trunks can eventually save the day. Without Bulma, there is no Goku. Without Bulma, there is no Earth. Without Bulma, there is no Trunks. Without Bulma, there is no finding the Dragon Balls. Without Bulma, this series wouldn't even exist. She might not be the coolest character or be able to
I don't know that. Like I said, that last point doesn't make sense because like
this series
doesn't
wouldn't
make
even
sense.
exist.
Doesn't make sense. It's like saying Attack on Titan wouldn't be a thing without the monsters. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. The Amazing World of Gumball wouldn't be anything if one of the characters were missing. You know what I mean? It's the same thing, chat.
She might not be the coolest character or be able to do Ki Blast,
I'll give them.
but Bulma is without a doubt one of the smartest anime
but
characters
that
of
just
all
doesn't make
time and the greatest side character in the Dragon Ball franchise in my opinion. And I actually left out quite a bit of stuff that Bulma has done as well. But to this day, the Dragon Radar is still one of the most insanely clutch items we've ever had in Dragon Ball. And that wouldn't even be a thing without Bulma. So if she wants to use the Dragon Balls to wish for a BBL, then I don't see a problem with it. It's the least we can give her for everything she's done.
She actually do
then I don't
that,
think
son.
without
Son,
Bulma.
did she actually do that, son?
So if she wants to use the Dragon Balls to wish for a BBL, then I don't see a problem with it. It's the least we can give her.
That's not real, right? That's like, I don't watch Dragon Ball, so I'm like, that's just not real, bro.
For everything she's done.
I'm gonna assume that's not real.
All right, now it's time for the last character. Y'all know I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it's no surprise
this
that
little
I included a Star
clanker's
Wars character
tweaking,
on
bro.
this list. And I think there's tons of characters that could fit within this video, but I think out of all the characters in Star
Yeah, it
Wars,
would be hard to say
this
which
little
one's the
robot
MVP.
right here embodies what it means to
Out
be a
of the
hero.
freaking
So starting off, R2 is
Out
one
of
of
the
the only
goats
characters to survive
side
all
characters,
9
bro.
movies, which is obviously crazy because there's a galactic war constantly happening, constant
Frozone-
fights,
'cause
and
Frozone's
space battles
big,
happening every minute. But within each of the
Same
9
time.
films, R2 not only survives, he is also the reason a lot of other major characters survive too. So let's get into why R2-D2 is one of
Chatham.
the galaxy's
I'm
greatest
about to fall
side
asleep.
characters of all time. So the first major thing R2 does takes place in the Phantom Menace.
Why is there always some
During the
goofy
blockade
ass
of
fit,
Naboo,
bro?
the Queen's ship takes off but gets damaged.
Like in the
and
freaking Hunger
R2-D2
Games,
risks
dude,
his
the
life to
goofy
go
ass
out there and
fits
fix
were
the
pissing me off,
damages
dude.
and recharge the ship's shield. He witnessed 3 of his homies
But at the
get
same time, I'm not surprised because like, if that is that supposed to be set, that's supposed to be set in the future, right? And if we look at modern, modern models, modern outfit designers, they're just all so ass, bro. It's like slapping a bunch of trash bags on you and making you walk the runway. You know what I mean? It's giving dog shit. It's giving trash. It's giving young man kill yourself.
Blasted off, and he
It's
still
just
went to
trash.
go fix
So
the
he's-
ship.
it
And
wouldn't
without
surprise
him
me.
doing this, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, and everybody else on Queen Amidala's
You know what doesn't
ship would have
surprise me?
died.
The fact that they
And then in that same movie, Anakin gets stuck inside a starfighter
designers
and
haven't
launched into
copied
space.
anything off shows.
But luckily for Anakin, he had
To make an
R2
outfit.
with him, and he overrides the ship's controls,
Yeah, it's actually
and then
surprising.
destroys the central controls for the battle droids. So just in the first movie, R2 has saved Obi-Wan, Padme, Qui-Gon, and Anakin. Now, saving Anakin might not have been the best idea looking back on it, since the whole Darth Vader mass murder thing, but R2 was insanely clutch in this movie.
That little
Then we
scene
move
is
to
so
Attack of the
sad.
Clones. Padme is on Geonosis in the droid factory, about to get burned to death. And R2-D2 reveals he can fly and also turns off the assembly line, saving her life. Another small thing he did was during the major battle in this movie, he was the one responsible for putting C-3PO's head back on his body. This wasn't a major event, but I think it just shows how heroic R2-D2 is. Because at this point in the movie, C-3PO and R2-D2 aren't really friends, but R2 still risked his life to do this. Then we start the Revenge of the Sith movie, and it didn't even take R2 more than
4 fucking seconds!
to start saving the day again. While Anakin and Obi-Wan are flying to go save the Chancellor, a bunch of buzz droids attack Anakin's ship. And once again, R2 saves another ship and Anakin by upping the pole and killing a droid. Then after that, Anakin and Obi-Wan get into the elevator that starts to crash, and R2 overrides the system to save them while he gets into a fight with 2 battle droids. And even though R2 is outmatched by these 2 super battle droids, he still packs them niggas up. R2-D2 hasn't taken an L yet. Then once the Jedi found Palpatine, R2 acts as a distraction, then the Jedi are able to get their lightsabers out. So now it's time for the original trilogy. And this is where R2-D2 really shows how much of
Yeah,
the
Chat, I'm not
MVP
saying
he
much
really
because,
is.
like I said,
during
I
A New Hope, Leia
don't know
gets
if y'all know,
captured,
but I
and
just
R2
never
is tasked
watched
with
Star
taking
Wars,
the
bro.
Death Star plans to
There's a lot of
Obi-Wan
stuff I
Kenobi.
never
And without
watched, to be
R2
fair.
doing this
Like,
successfully,
Goku,
all this
never
Star Wars
watched
shit
it.
would have been over.
Star
Leia would have been
Wars, never
executed,
watched it.
Luke wouldn't have become a Jedi, and every
then a
planet
bunch
in
of anime
space
I
would have
never
been
watched
put
too.
into one giant space blunt for Palpatine
Like, it
to
surprises
smoke.
me that I watched Tokyo Revengers, bro. I don't know, because it's like the type of anime I would never watch, but I did end up watching it, and it was super good.
Eve to
It
me
was
is
super,
basically
super good.
freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do.
I'm starting to think
Trash-ass
R2-D2
ass.
might actually be the main character at this point. He's done more than any other character in this franchise. Also in A New Hope, everyone gets stuck in a trash compactor, and R2 saves the main characters from becoming smashed into panini sandwiches. Next, we got the Empire Strikes Back movie. And the biggest thing R2 does in this movie is repair the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive. And everyone had been trying to fix this thing, but no one could do it. And if R2 didn't figure it out and fix it, they wouldn't have been able to leave Cloud City alive. And now we're on to the last of the OG movies, Return of the Jedi. And R2 didn't do as much saving as he did in the other movies, but he still came in clutch in 2 major scenes. The first one was when Luke and the gang were about to be eaten by this giant space vagina monster. Yeah, I don't really know the name of it, I kind of forgot. But then R2-D2
Son.
comes out and throws Luke his lightsaber so he can free himself and help the others escape from being eaten. The final clutch moment R2 had was when they were all captured by the Ewoks. And when this happened, nobody could get out. Luke couldn't reach his lightsaber, and R2 ended up pulling out a mini saw and cutting them free. R2 is one of the most resourceful characters in Star Wars. He has a saw to cut stuff.
I mean, he's just one of those little knives that have everything. I forgot the name of the knives, but you know what I mean? He's just like, he's a walking one of those.
He can fly
That's
if
ball
he
right
needs
there.
to. He can hack into damn near anything. He can also transfer messages through holograms. And he can fly damn near any ship in the galaxy. And I'm not really a big fan of the sequel trilogy, but since I'm talking about my boy R2, I'll give him some credit for what he did in these films as well. Because he didn't have much screen time in the newer movies, but when he did, he made it count. During the Last Jedi movie, when Luke was fighting Kylo Ren, R2-D2 was in
Champ,
charge
I
of
have
finding
such
the
a
last
gamer
members
neck.
of the Resistance.
might be
And even though it did
GG's.
take him a little while, he ended up finding them, which would eventually lead to the takedown of the First Order. Then during the very last film, C-3PO has to give up all of his memories and data in order to find the Emperor's Sith Wayfinder. And I gotta give it to C-3PO, this was a very noble action to do. Without this sacrifice, they would have lost everything. But just as C-3PO gave up everything that made him who he was, R2-D2 came in clutch again and had a backup file for C-3PO to restore all his memories back. Last thing I wanted to point out is that throughout everything R2 has seen and been through, such as Order 66, Anakin turning into Vader, and countless other events, he never snitched. He knew Anakin was Vader. He acted like he didn't know Obi-Wan or Yoda, and he shut himself down when Luke didn't want to be found. That's a real nigga, man. You can't program this type of behavior. This is something only R2-D2 is capable of. So now let's do a quick recap on why R2-D2 is one of the greatest side characters in the galaxy. In the prequel trilogy, he saves Padme's ship along with everybody in it. He saves Anakin, and he takes down the droid control center. Then he saves Padme from being burned to death.
Chad, I just feel so quiet this video.
And he saves
you know
Anakin
what I mean?
and Obi-Wan multiple
No
times.
yelling?
Then in the OG trilogy,
no rage bait?
he delivers the
Question
plans to the
mark?
Death
Oh,
Star.
God.
He stops the trash compactor.
But to be fair,
Then
this
he
is a
fixes the
shorter
Falcon's
and a chiller
hyperdrive.
video.
He
you know?
saved Luke and the gang from the space vagina. And finally, he saved them from the Ewoks trap. Then in the sequel trilogy, he locates the rest of the Resistance and then restores C-3PO's memories. And he did all of this while never snitching on anybody. So yeah, that's the last character I want to talk about today. I hope y'all learned something new and also had a good time watching this. And before anybody asks, yes, this will be an ongoing series, just like all the other character videos on my channel. So feel free to drop a comment on a side character you think should be added to the list of potential candidates for this series. But I'm tired of talking to y'all niggas.
Like,
Cue my outro.
I'm like 2 feet away from my monitor. Not even, I'm like a feet and I'm 2 feet and a half away from my monitor, and I just like still can't see, bro. Like lock in, man. Okay, enough yapping. I hope y'all freaking enjoyed the video. Expect way more shorter videos coming like this. I love doing long videos, but I don't know, I feel like a lot of people don't watch them like that, so we definitely are gonna start doing a little bit shorter videos, you know, maybe like 20-minute videos, a lot of like that. Bro, when is Mr. Beast gonna post this freaking grocery store thing part 2, bro? That needs to come out now. I'm letting y'all know right now, as soon as that video comes out, I'm going to the store, buying a bunch of freaking snacks, and we're watching that shit now. Okay, all jokes aside, as always, love y'all, boys. Keep on chasing those dreams and goals. I'm gonna end it there. And I don't know. Peace, y'all. Peace. God, dude.